Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's get into the Friday action in the major leagues. I'll break down my best bets. We'll run the board, talk each and every game. Pitching matchups, got some interleague. A very favorable card in my opinion. I'll give you my best bets, and by popular demand, I will throw out a parlay towards the end of this video when we do our recap within a parlay that I'll be playing and kind of give you guys one of those every once in a while. A lot of people have been asking for one. As always, remember, parlays are a losing proposition over the long term. You can make money on them, but over the long haul, and if you want to grind out a 162-game season, it is not good business to become a parlay bettor. All right, so let's run the board. Let's get into the picks, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. That way you never miss a beat when we do drop stuff here on the channel. And let's get right into it, okay? We are going to use Outlier to break down each and every one of these games. If you want to sign up with Outlier, it's something that I do recommend adding to your betting arsenal as the form of a tool. I use it each and every single day. 7-day free trial, links down below. And that's kind of where it's going to lead us into the recap from yesterday. We had some unfortunate stuff go on within Jung Ho Lee. Was a scratch of the lineup and ended up getting a pinch hit late in the game and getting a single. And that was kind of where it was like, you almost rather have him not play because that bet would have voided. But outside of that, guys, we did cash with Spencer Torkelson on the RBI. The Sacramento A's ended up winning with margin against the White Sox. And it was kind of one of those days where a lot of the picks did not work out. Just nothing really went my direction. But I do stand by my picks, and I still feel they were the right handicaps. Even the first five in the game with Seattle, it was one where we had a 2-0 lead after 3 innings and then ended up losing through 5 frames at a 4-2 deficit. So it's just unfortunate, but hey, we'll take it. We'll kind of bounce back today, and let's get into the plays. All right. So the first game on the card is Arizona and Chicago. The Diamondbacks have come on pretty strong in terms of hitting the baseball. But the Cubs here on the run line here at a -144 price at home is very attractive to me. I think that right now the Cubs are a very good team as well. The issue is Corbin Burnes has not been kind of the ace the Diamondbacks were looking to acquire. So I do think the Cubs here +1.5 is very, very much the side to be on. I know it's a lot of juice delay, but you still get that 1-run cushion. So even if they were to lose in extra innings or in the bottom 9 by 1, you still cash that ticket. And I think Rhea has been very serviceable. Okay, so I do look for the Cubs to kind of get it done, potentially even on the money line at a +106 price. But on the run line, that would be where I would lean. Also, I do think that the Diamondbacks Cubs, we are going to see some runs in this game as well. Royals Tigers, the AL Central, little divisional game we got going on. We get Reagans going against Job. This is something where it does lend towards the conversation that Detroit at home is the correct side. +125 would be kind of where I lean in this proposition. Nothing really in terms of an edge, though, for me. I'm going to stay away from this game, but I would lean Tigers +125, and I'm not opposed to going back to the Torkelson well. If you guys want to get into the prop market, he's been absolutely on fire, and I think this is the correct side and one of the props that I would shoot in this regard, okay? Guardians and Pirates. This is something where I think we do see a lot of runs. I think that the Pirates at home, for that matter, I think they're going to get blown up a little bit. I think the Guardians are ready to roll. I think that the pitching on both sides absolutely sucks, just to be honest. So it's kind of one of those games where who can hit the baseball more, and I do trust that Guardians lineup just a tick better. So I would lean Guards on the road going against the Pirates, but I don't trust right now any of these pitchers, any of these lineups enough to lay some money down on the Cleveland-Pittsburgh matchup in PNC Park, okay? Next one, Marlins and Phillies. This is an interesting matchup that I do want to talk about a little bit more. This is something where I would lean normally with Zach Wheeler going against Sandy Alcantara. This is something where Wheeler has been a very, very, I guess you would say, a pitcher that has not got off to the start that he wanted to. But in terms of batting average allowed, he's doing well in that regard, but still, they're giving up a lot of runs. The Phillies are at home. Alcantara, though, is definitely kind of a pitcher that the Philadelphia Phillies can get to. It's just how much do they get to him and how early, and that kind of plays into the handicap. I think that you possibly could look into Phillies team total going over. They hit the baseball well at home. Wheeler pitches better at home. But at minus 210, with both of these pitchers kind of not having the best start to the season, I don't really see an edge in staying in betting this game whatsoever. So we're going to stay away from this one. I know that you probably could get in some sharp money conversation, taking the Marlins on the run line or on the money line. But for me, guys, this is a no play unless you were going to shoot for Phillies team total going over, okay? Yankees-Rays, that's the next game we're going to preview. We get Rasmussen going against Carlos Rodon. We saw kind of the Yankees' bats catch fire yesterday, and that's very interesting as we look into kind of where we're heading with this, because the Rays have been kind of a sharper team, in my opinion, but they are still 8-11 in straight up, 6-13 ATS. And the Yankees have been kind of a 500 proposition in terms of the run line. But the Yankees beating the Rays 6-3 yesterday, minus 106 on the money line, I still think is a little bit too cheap. I don't trust Rodon enough. But if you were going to get involved, I still think that there is a way to back the Yankees and take the stripes here to win 5 straight going against the Rays in this second game in this spot. So it would be Yankees or nothing for me, but no play. Cincinnati-Baltimore, I do favor runs in this game. 9 is a little bit too high, but I would lean over 9 if you made me bet this game. But outside of that, we have no official play in that regard. But I do want to go back to that Yankees game because I do actually have a play in the prop market. We're going to target Ben Rice, okay? We're going to take his hits, runs, RBIs. We're going over 1.5 at plus 100 right there on MGM. You can see kind of his last 10 games and how this has set up in terms of 5 of his last 7. He's cashed this into the over. He had a blanked game against San Fran and Kansas City, but 4 hits and 2 RBIs yesterday against the Rays. I think he stays hot, so give me some Ben Rice over his hits, runs, and RBIs at even money. That's probably one of my favorite bets on the card, okay? Seattle and Toronto, this will be a game that we will feature in that parlay. This is where I do lean Toronto, and I do lean Toronto team total going over. They're coming off of a day off. I think that minus 110, you get that number because of the Brian Wu factor. He will be pitching against the Blue Jays. And Bowden Francis, okay? I know he's 1-2 on the season, 3.71 ERA, but I think this is a pitcher that the Mariners can get to, and actually they've been kind of hitting the baseball a little bit better than normal in what is expected. Outside of their ballpark, they do get kind of a little bit better stat lines. I think this is something where as we look into kind of what they do away from home, it's still not good. It's basically middle of the pack, and that's kind of where you look into Seattle. It's a very, very interesting situation, but their batting average away from home is 273, so second in the major leagues in terms of the batting average. I think that the Mariners are live in the spot. But I think that this is going to be kind of a contrarian conversation, as I think that the odds makers have this one right, as the over is set at 8. Normally you'd see this, I think, at 7.5 and potentially even 7 if the pitchers are dealing. So that's kind of where I would lean towards the over 8 in this game. And Toronto plus 1.5 at minus 190 is very juicy, but it's something where, I do think that's the correct side. Even Toronto on the money line is something that I would entertain. I'll show you guys kind of what's going on in that parlay a little bit later on in this video, okay? Mets and Cardinals. This is a very interesting spot. One of my favorites, David Peterson, going against Miles Mikolas. Love the Mets here, minus 170, just a little bit too expensive, and it's something where I'm not looking to get involved with the minus 1.5 at plus 130, but I do favor the Mets. It's just a steep money line price. So you can look into Mets team total, Soto, all that good stuff. There are a lot of props that you can get into, and this will be part of the parlay as well as we get a little bit deeper into this video. I'll show you guys towards the end, okay? White Sox in Boston, no name pitcher for Boston yet, but I think we do have a feel who's going. I believe it's going to be Boston and Chicago's. Both of their aces will be throwing. Chicago 4-14 on the season. Boston is at minus 200, a little bit steep of a money line price. I don't really see any value taking them as a home team to win by 2. But if it's any indication how the White Sox slugged yesterday against the Athletics, I don't see a lot of run support for Perez, and that's kind of where you would favor Boston in this spot at home. But at Fenway, a lot of weird stuff can happen, so we'll see kind of how this plays out, but I would lean on the side of Boston, fading the White Sox once again, but no official play. Next game we will have an official play in as we do get Paddock going against Bryce Elder. And as we look at this run total, 8.5 at -105, I ended up taking a play at the over 8, okay? And I paid for that half run. -129 on DraftKings is the best number available. This is one where I do forecast a lot of runs. I know the Braves can kind of lay an egg in terms of offense, but I still think that's the correct play. Same thing goes for the Twins, but I do think we get a lot of runs. Horrible pitching matchup for both of these clubs. So let's take a play at the over 8 at -129 right there on DraftKings as an official play. Dodgers, Rangers, next game, a great matchup on paper. Yamamoto going against Jacob deGrom. And one thing about deGrom worth noting, he had an outstanding first start coming back off of injury, and that's kind of where he went 5 innings. In all 3 of his starts, roughly 5 2/3, and then 4 respectively against Seattle in his recent start. But one thing after that first start in March, his last 2, he's been getting hit a little bit, and he's been giving up the long ball, okay? And that's kind of where it plays into my position here with the Dodgers. This is a great money line run line price at +125. Plus money value, I think that the Dodgers on the road, they have a potential for that top of the 9, scratching across another insurance run. So give me the Dodgers here, -1.5, +125. I think Yamamoto will stifle a lot of interleague opponents due to the fact that they're not familiar. It's very unorthodox, and I think that it's enough to keep these Rangers bats down as we look for them to take on the Los Angeles Dodgers. So give me the Dodgers here on the run line at +125. We're going to back Yamamoto, kind of fade Jacob deGrom. Rangers also played yesterday. They didn't have to use too much of their pen. Rocker went deep. They kind of left him out there probably in anticipation. They had a little bit of a lead cushion, but anticipation of this weekend series with the Dodgers, I think that's kind of where they kind of wanted to save a lot of their bullpen arms. And so outside of that, I think that we still get, 4 innings of work from that bullpen. And maybe the Dodgers get the deGrom a little bit earlier, but I do think that they will kind of keep their bats rolling. So give me the Dodgers on the run line. Oakland and Milwaukee, no play for me. This is one where it's something where you almost would look at Oakland +135, +134, but no play in this contest. The next game is a very interesting one, a little interleague we got going on with Houston and San Diego as we get Hart going against Gusto for the Astros. And this is just way too much money for a money line price here with the Padres. So give me +130. That's going to be a bet that I am going to be taking straight up. Padres on the money line. Let's fade the Astros once again, and hopefully the Padres bats can get it done against Gusto. Albeit, I do think that the Astros have the better pitcher in this matchup. I just trust the Padres bats. I don't care that they're on the road. So give me San Diego on the road here at a very good +130 price. It's almost a fishy bet of the day, okay? But I still like it. I'm still going to take it. And this is where if we take these over the long haul, the value will work itself out and get us into positive territory, okay? Last 2 games to talk about, Giants, Angels. We do get Ty Anderson going against Logan Webb. Very interesting in terms of kind of how we want to look at and handicap Logan Webb. Kind of not the best starts, but it has kind of balanced itself out. 2.63 ERA, 2-0 on the season. Going against Ty Anderson, who's been very serviceable as well. I think this is something where I think the Giants are priced a little bit too high at -150. But if you want to talk kind of where we're at with in terms of the total, probably how I would approach this game, but no real feel or edge, in my opinion, because we could get like a 9-7 game late. You just really don't know. The Angels bats are a little bit better than expected, and the Giants, in my opinion, are one of the best teams in baseball right now, 13-6 on the season. So that's kind of where I do see runs, but the kind of pitching matchup does kind of set up to inhibit run scoring. So if you're going to back the starters, take the under. If you think the bats prevail, this is an over, but no play for me. Okay, and then the last game is Washington and the Rockies. Washington has been very difficult to handicap. I think that potentially Mackenzie Gore has the potential, but he has not been delivering. 1-2 on the season. 3.52 ERA, going against Dolan there for the Rockies. Minus 134 is cheap for the Nationals, okay? I think we get a lot of runs. It's kind of a lower total here, 8.5 for Coors Field. So that does kind of set up to me leaning Washington and the over 8.5 if I was going to bet the Nationals Rockies here in this spot, 8:40 first pitch. Okay, so that about wrap it up. We did go over each and every game. I will share with you guys my quick recap, the bets that I will be making, and the parlay that I will be giving out. The bets are going to be over 8, Atlanta and Minnesota, minus 129 on DK. Ben Rice, we're going to take over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus 100. Dodgers run line plus 125, and we will take the Padres on the money line plus 130 going against the Astros on the road. And that parlay that we will be giving out, okay, we're going to go with the Mets on the money line, the Blue Jays plus 1.5 on the run line, and the Dodgers money line. That will pay a plus 311 price, give or take, depending on which book you use. And that'll be where we look to triple up a unit here as the parlay of the day, if you will, that I'll be giving out. That is something I would favor in this spot. So we'll see what happens. Those are my best bets. Appreciate you guys giving me a couple minutes of your time. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Easter weekend is ahead of us. It'll be a lot of fun filled baseball going on as well. We got a couple other things happening within the sports world. But if you haven't done so, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Good luck on your picks, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.